A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel. In this channeling session, we are going to be speaking about how to get into 5D relationship, 5D union, and how to disassociate with 3D worldly reality. Now, you must have heard me speak many times or many sessions. I give this information that without the 5D union, 3D union is not possible, right? And a lot of people have asked me, they've commented about this, and I had been just waiting for the right time to do this channeling, because one needs to understand that what is 3D reality first of all, what is the worldly reality, and we don't take it in a negative way also, because without living in this world, living in this planet, in the 3D world or the sansaric reality or the earth dimension, because 5D also exists on earth and 3D also exists on the same earth. Even higher dimensions, people go higher, and people can go higher on the same planet. They witness everything. The 3D, 5D, 7D, 8D, I mean, it's so profound, so breathtakingly beautiful how universe has created everything. Like, you can live in the same house and feel completely different things as your inner work changes. You can live in the same locality and feel different things. You can live in the same country and feel different things as your ascension work goes in progress. We are all work in progress, right? So most people are stuck in the runner-chaser dynamic because they are not able to step out of the 3D worldly reality. And a lot of people have been contesting about it. A lot of people have been saying many things, that they know everything about the twin flame journey. And a lot of people, they are continuously arguing with other people, and they know better. But if you are not out of the 3D runner-chaser dynamic, you can never surrender. And if you cannot surrender, you will never cross the final stages of this journey. Without crossing the final stages of the journey, it is impossible to reach union, because surrender is followed by illumination, and illumination is followed by harmonization, and harmonization is followed by union. To reach union, in many cases, surrender, illumination and harmonization can also go hand in hand. Like, you surrender a little bit, you illuminate yourself a little bit, you harmonize a little bit more. Then you surrender more, you illuminate a little more, and then you harmonize a little more. So, the interesting thing is that in the three-dimensional reality, everything has a contradiction, everything has an opposite energy to it. So if it is day, it is night. Like, we are talking about illumination, then we've also heard about this dark world concept called Illuminati, which is all about controlling people, which is all about manipulating people, which is all about fooling people, which is all about creating a false reality and trapping souls into it. And I think it is true because in India, in Indian subcontinent, or I can say in the Sanatan Dharam text also, Sanatan Dharam texts are the Vedas, Puranas, Upanishads, Mahabharata, Ramayana. In all these sacred texts also, they continuously speak about Asur Lok. And what are these loks? I have spoken about Vaikunt Lok also, which is the dimension of Vishnu and Lakshmi. Now, if you are in the twin flame journey, you must know about these things, because these things earlier were not only the monopoly or the property of Indian subcontinent. These things were for the whole world. So when Lord Shiva married Sati, he married Daksh Prajapati's daughter. Daksh Prajapati was the ruler of earth. And then second time he married, when she reincarnated as Parvati, she's the daughter of Himalaya. So Himalaya, where you have the Mount Everest, and you have many different mountain ranges also. So earlier in the planet, it was not like, okay, this is only for Indian people, or this is only for Nepalese people. Though unfortunately this culture, Sanatan Dharam, has remained limited to India and Nepal, because this is how it was destined, that these two countries would preserve this knowledge even in the dark ages. Like, no matter what happens, even in the dark ages, some people will possess this knowledge, and it will then grow because of them. And this is the reason why we have dark people also, and we have all the fake teachers also, fake coaches, fake gurus also, who create a false perception or a false reality and then trap innocent souls into it. Even in Western cultures and in Western religion also, the same thing is being noticed. So good and bad is not limited to India, the East or the West, or Hinduism or Christianity or Islam or Sikhism, or there are so many religions. It's not limited to only religions. It is basically good and bad is a problem. It's actually not even a problem. This is how three-dimensional earth is designed. It is designed in duality. Okay, so what we see as bad, someone can see it as good. What we see as good, someone can see that as bad. So many people, when they ascend further, when they start surrendering, they even don't blame the evil. They say that even the evil, or what we say, the dark forces, they are here to check on the positive forces also. And then we say the bad things that happen to us, they are actually good things because they help us learn, they help us ascend. Obviously bad things are not good things, otherwise they would not be called bad, or they could not be called good, they won't be called positive, they won't be called negative. One thing is clearly there, and you can experience it by feeling. If you are a human being, if you are an asur, then you will not feel good doing positive things, you will feel very happy doing negative things, and your mind will be constantly busy with who to trouble, what to plan, what to plot, who to go and create a rift between, whose family should I divide, whose family should I break, whose gossiping should I do, and how should I prove to everyone that I am the best, and I am the, this is what is narcissism. Now when we feel as human beings, we feel uplifted because of positive energy, we feel really elated, really happy because of positive energy. But this positive and negative that we do, there is a reason why we do it. We basically want to be equanimous. We don't want to be just positive, we don't want to be just negative. We want to be equanimous so that we don't react in both situations. Even when positive thing happen to you, when very, some good news happens to you, you should just watch it without being, any attachment or anything, just being nonchalant. The word is nonchalant. When you're nonchalant, you're equanimous, and the more and more and more and more equanimity you practice, you will definitely reach the 5 dimension, because the 5-dimensional world is a world of equanimity. It is not a world of bad and good, but you can always share your observations if needed. And in some cases, there are different types of ascensioners. There are some ascensioners who raise the vibration of the planet just by being themselves. They are not teaching anyone, they are not coaching anyone. In fact, they are extremely family oriented. They are taking care of the household matters. They are playing a role in the community. They go and donate, they go and make charities, and they do it very silently. Because there are people who do charities and donations so that they can get some kind of name in the society. The best donators and the best people who do charity are the people who don't take any credit for it, and they don't market themselves, and they don't do any PR around it. In fact, in Hindi we say neki kar darya mein dal, and actually it is not even a Hindi phrase, it is a Urdu phrase. Okay, neki means goodwill or goodness or helping someone, serving someone. Neki kar means do good and throw it in the lake, darya mein dal. It means forget about it. You do good for someone, don't talk about it, because you talk about it, you market it, you do PR around it, automatically it will be gone. Now there is something called sharing or creating awareness. That is a different thing. For example, you want to share awareness and you really feel like doing it. You want to tell the world that please, like some people, they feed the birds. Actually, when I've been seeing bird feeders since a very long time, they are the quietest people. I don't know why, but those people who are serving the birds, they are the quietest doers. I have interacted with few of them, and I always just bump into those people. I don't know why and how. And they always have a smile on their face. They have a very uplifted energy. there is a man near my house. There are two men actually. One is an old guy and one is a young guy. Every day they get a huge sack of seeds, the grains, and there is a pavement. And in my area, I think it's very popular for bird feeders. A lot of people, they feed birds. I met one lady also at 5 in the morning. She was, putting the grains out for the birds during the lockdown. And I was very impressed. But why? Because they just quietly put the seeds and they put the water in a bowl. I've never seen them fight. I mean, in the animal rescuer world, there are still people, who fight with others or who have to go to the police station. There is some amount of friction always going on. And as you ascend further, you don't want to do that also. You don't want to do that because you feel it's a waste of energy. But then it's also important to take a stand, because when you're growing in the journey, universe also throws out these problems at you, or these challenges are a result of your programming also. For example, in your childhood, you were always told by your family that you can't go and just rescue people, you can't just help people. You ask them why, they say no, it's not good thing to do. If you're going to help people, maybe the police will catch hold of you, or they will interrogate you, they'll think you have some role to play into it, so don't do it. Or it is being said that people don't like to help others because when you help others, you get caught up in some problems. And because of that, as a child, you maybe want to save a bird, or you want to save an animal, or you even want to save a human being. But some adults, now those adults are also working from the energy of protecting you. They want to protect you, so they try to stop you. They don't want you to go through any problems. But it is a fear-based energy. So basically, now coming to the twin flames. The twin flames, their separation is also a result of similar programming, same type of programming. You want to do good for somebody, you want to care for somebody unconditionally, you want to love someone unconditionally, as per destiny or as per source. This person is your true love. This person is the person who's showing you the mirror so that you can do inner work. What can be the highest amount of love than that? Imagine, there are some people, I'll finish that line, imagine first, and then I'll come to the some people statement. So imagine there are two people who love each other so much, that all they want for one another is they should ascend and they should be happy. Recently, I had shared a channeling where the Divine Masculine, I channeled a Divine Masculine who's out of addictions, totally out of addictions. This is obviously mirrored by the Divine Feminine, like both of them have the same feelings. So don't think it's only the Divine Masculine who has this feeling. His Divine Feminine in some part of the world, or maybe they live nearby, anything can play out. She has also released a lot of negative energy, a lot of addictions. Mostly the feminines have a lot of emotional addictions. They could have substance abuse, but Divine Feminines, they have already played this with these things, the substances or the alcohol or the love affairs or this and that, or the toxic family patterns. So they obviously ascend much better during the separation if they focus on their mission, or they focus on something they love unconditionally. Like just the way you love your DM unconditionally, DM is not the only person you can love unconditionally. There are other people also, but in case of your DM, you know that even if you have not spoken to this person, or even if there is a rift between you both, or even if some kind of toxicity is there, but you know that you love this person the way you love this person. You might even have karmic relationship. You might even know that I'm in a karmic relationship, even though I have a Divine Masculine or Twin Flame. But things are not working out with my DM. So what do? I cannot chase, and I don't want to chase. And I'm talking about very few specific cases. It's not necessary that people are also sexually involved with karmics. Please understand, karmics always appear for a short period of time, or for a certain period of time, but even they have to give a lesson. Their job is also to give a lesson, so that the masculine and the feminine can totally enjoy their hermitage. They can totally love their solitude, and the mission becomes a wow factor for them. So the feminine is in love with the masculine unconditionally, and the masculine is in love with the feminine unconditionally. They start feeling this love even more when they start surrendering deeply. When you surrender, as I said, you illuminate a bit, then you harmonize a bit. So mentally also, in fact, mental work is the most important work. Without mental work, physical work has no value. Some people say that, for criminals also, that they make certain crimes, they get caught and they are put to jail. They are put to jail. But there are so many people who mentally do so many crimes. Mentally somebody wishes death upon another person. Mentally somebody says is not. I don't mean the natural death, or I don't mean the intuition that you get for someone's death. But I mean, they, in a negative way, they curse a person, you should die, or this, someone you love should die, and you should feel the pain, how they say it. Or some other mental crime you're doing. So mental crime are equally punishable. What is the punishment of a mental crime? The punishment is that you will go through agony, because every time you generate some kind of negative feeling for another person, for anyone, 10 people, 1 people, doesn't matter, for anyone, if you generate any type of hatred, negativity, jealousy, envy, anger, frustration, whatever, disappointment, you have to first go through it. Without you going through it, this is the law of the nature. This is one of the law of nature that nobody can change ever. So if you want to mean something bad, if you want to say a curse to someone, you would have to go through that curse. So that is the reason why, you would have noticed that gods and goddesses, they reincarnate to planet Earth just to live the curse. Somebody has cursed them with a lot of pain. They understand that person's pain. They actually feel bad for that person. They feel pity for that person, that look, this person is going through so much. Okay, let me go through the curse. But gods and goddesses are very smart, because they are not attached. That is the best. That is why they are gods and goddesses. That is why there are these reincarnation, the twin flamers who we pray to: Shiva, Shakti, Radha, Krishna, Ram, Sita. Why do we pray to them? Because they took the curses with a smile. They never said, this curse is so mean, how could you say this? They don't say all of that. They say, okay, I understand this person is going through a lot of pain. Let me honor their pain and let me just take the curse. But technically, if you look at it, how does the curse affect them? It doesn't affect them at all, So it is just to honor that person's, the pain of that person. They take that curse, but they always without fail, they combine the curse with a mission. I really have so much respect for Sita. I don't know why I have so much respect for Sita. I equally have a lot of respect for Ram, but for Sita I have some different kind of love and respect, some different kind of I'm just awestruck by her strength of her character. She is really the best divine feminine that you can ever come across, because she took on a very heavy duty curse, and she was very powerful. She was full of magical powers, mysterious powers, and she was a reincarnation of Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. She could do anything literally, but yet she always chose so much simplicity. She was so mission oriented. In fact, a lot of people say that Sita and Ram, they got separated because of XYZ reason, and one did bad to another, and this happened, that happened. But the only reason Sita loved Lord Sri Ram so much till her last breath, the only reason she loved him immensely, truly, deeply, madly, is not because he loved her back, or he was handsome, or he was very loyal. All those qualities were there, but she was really in awe of him because he was very mission oriented. They are not in a sexual love situation that they have to stick with each other all the time. They have to sit with each other, sit next to each other all the time. They are not like that. They are both very mission oriented. All genuine twin flame divine partners are going to be mission oriented individually also. Not just as a team. If somebody says, I will do my mission only when I get into union, I am sorry to say you are so far from the union, because you have not understood the main reason of your birth as a twin flame. If you don't understand why you are here, you are not here to spread negativity, or not, you're not here to tell other people I am so superior because I am a twin flame and I know it all and I am such a jnani. Jnani means knowledgeable person. Knowledge is not the criteria of devotion. A very uneducated person, even an illiterate person, can be very, very, very high in the world of devotion. because their devotion is very pure. They may not have read books, they may not have degrees. I mean, this is the only thing I find very humorous and ironic at the same time. The way people have to move around, in the world carrying their degrees to prove their worth or to prove their education, and still people do it very proudly. They think that a piece of paper is going to be a proof of their education or the proof of their knowledge. It is really hilarious. How can a piece of paper justify your knowledge? You have read something in 5th standard when you were a little child. If I bring up some questions from the textbook of the 5th standard, so many adults would not know about it. In fact, there was a show also on the same concept. Are you equally intelligent as much as a 5th standard kid or something like that? I don't remember the title. Smarter than the 5th standard kid, or I don't know if you've seen it. In India we had Kya Aap Panchvi. That's my dog shaking her body, her booty. Kya aap पांचवी पास से तेज हैं? In Hindi it means, are you better than the 5th standard kids? So there was a show in India also, and there's an English version of it, a Western version of it also. So because people don't remember what they've studied in 5th standard or 3rd standard or 7th standard, whatever was mugged up back then just to get the scores, we all forget about that. So this type of education is only created to waste our time. This is a plan of the Illuminati. But there are some people in the ascension journey, they even grow despite that, and by the time you're in your late 20s and you're in your early 30s, late 20s and early 30s, you would any which way ascend, because your life is planned and designed in such a way. So our whole life, our whole focus is to ascend basically. Now, without understanding the concepts of 5D, how 5D works, you obviously cannot cancel out the 3D reality. The 3D reality is also there in front of you, but you need to learn to ignore it. Now, this is the one point of law of attraction which I agree with, but it is not easy. It is not easy. You tell someone, go and ignore 3D. You will get into 5D union. Is it that easy as how we say it? Even if you try to ignore the 3D, sometimes those thoughts are so heavy duty, so intense, so deep rooted, they just keep bothering you. So that's the reason why you need time and you need patience. 5D is about patience. 5D, because there's no concept of time after 5D. The higher you go, you don't care about time. You don't sit and think that, oh, I'm 40 years old, so I should have done this by now. Or that person, look at that person, in their 20s they got ascended.